Hannah Freeman.
Hannah Freeman? Are you supposed to be up here?
Mm-hmm.
You are? Were you in his vehicle earlier?
Mm-hmm.
A breakup gone wrong goes to the next level when an Ohio teacher is taken away to jail.
Step over here.
Putting it down.
If you ever turn around, put your hands behind your back. You don't got anything on you? It's going to stick, poke, anything like that?
No.
27-year-old Hannah Freeman was arrested earlier this month after her ex-boyfriend called police on her for a reason straight out of a movie. On November 6th, Westlake police responded to a call at a local apartment from Freeman's ex-boyfriend. The man, whose name hasn't been released, told police Freeman followed him home and to his parents' house. When officers arrived, the victim told police Freeman went into his car and stole several items worth more than $1,000. The two then reportedly got into an argument, leading Freeman to do something unexpected. She just showed up to his job. Bodycam footage obtained by Law&Crime captured Freeman's ex, whose face has been blurred, telling police the day before she stole a number of items from him after tracking him down.
Did you invite her here?
No.
Are you sure?
No. Yeah, she.
Are you sure you didn't invite her here?
Yes, I never invited her to anything.
She said that you invited her here.
Yeah, I know. She probably would have. She actually yesterday followed me to my apartment, stole stuff out of my car.
Yeah.
Medications that I need, my car keys, which I was finally able to get back from her, a laptop, and my wallet. And she has run up a bunch of charges on one of my credit cards now.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, and then she, because I did date her back in April, we probably ended it. She kind of knew passwords to like my accounts and stuff. She's been messing with my accounts.
Where did she rack up the charges at?
It was all from Amazon.
And that was just the beginning. So when police responded to his job, Freeman wasn't very far away. Freeman even followed him to his job at a local middle school. So when police went to the parking lot, who was there? None other than Hannah Freeman herself.
Hannah Freeman.
Hannah Freeman? Are you supposed to be up here?
Mm-hmm.
You are? Were you in his vehicle earlier?
Mm-hmm.
But when asked why she was there, Freeman told police a different story.
Well, we went to get dinner together, but...
Where'd you guys go get dinner at?
King's.
King's?
King's, yeah.
Raising Cane's? Which one?
North Olmsted.
North Olmsted? Okay. Well, we got a complaint from him that you were in his vehicle tonight and you're harassing him and stalking him.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Did you take some items from him last night?
But the officer wasn't buying it.
Is your phone in the car?
I am. I'm putting it down.
Step over here.
Putting it down.
If you ever turn around, put your hands behind your back. You don't got anything on you? It's going to stick, poke, anything like that?
No.
Put your hands together like you're praying. Where are your keys for the car?
I don't know.
It turns out police tracked Freeman's car with the help of flock cameras that read license plates, and they discovered Freeman's car had been spotted at the middle school 33 times over the past month on 19 different days. This is a case that feels like it's straight out of a movie, and it's pretty disturbing and scary, but important to share. And part of the reason we're able to keep bringing you these stories is because of our great sponsors. And I want to quickly talk about one of our amazing sponsors, and that's Odoo. I'm sure a lot of you watching this might be business owners or thinking about starting a side hustle. Well, Odoo can help. Odoo is a free all-in-one business management software with tools to help you run your business. I mean, look, I'm a cat mom and I want my cat to get some brand deals. Using Odoo's website builder, I built a site for my cat Buttons in just minutes, thanks to very easy tools like AI copywriting and drag and drop features. 5 minutes later, and boom, check it out. I have buttonsthecat.odoo.com. So I want to thank Odoo for sponsoring our videos, and for our amazing viewers, you can start building your site now and get a free domain for the first year with our link, odoo.com/LCnews5. Again, that's odoo.com/LCnews5 to try Odoo now for free. Police say she had been coming to the school so often that it was clear to them that she had been following her ex for weeks. Freeman was charged with theft and menacing by stalking. And this this was not the first time she had been in trouble. In November of 2022, police were called to her home twice due to noise complaints. According to police reports, Freeman told her neighbors she wouldn't get into trouble because of her father, Michael Freeman, who is actually the chief of police in North Ridgeville, Ohio. During the second call to her home, Freeman refused to talk with police and was charged with disorderly conduct. And she pleaded no contest to that charge. North Ridgeville City Schools, where she worked, placed her on administrative leave. They also issued a statement following her arrest, saying, quote, "This matter does not pertain directly to school activities, and as such, the district will not be issuing additional statements at this time. However, North Ridge City Schools is committed to cooperating fully with law enforcement as needed to support a thorough and fair resolution. Our primary focus remains on maintaining a positive and safe environment for all students and staff." It's not every day you see something like this happen to this magnitude. So let's break it down with prosecutor and former Deputy Attorney General of Ohio, Mark Weaver. Mark, thank you so much for joining me today. Have you seen a case like this before where a young teacher stalks her ex? She allegedly stole his computers, his wallet, his backpack, and even stalked him outside of his home, his parents' home, and even his job.
Yeah, this is scary. We more typically see males stalking females, but in this case, it's the reverse. And the charges are serious. These are felony charges. Currently, the prosecutor has brought fourth degree stalking charges and fifth degree felony theft charges, but it will be up to the county grand jury to choose the final charges.
Yeah, and I was going to ask, in the state of Ohio, does a theft and a menacing by stalking charge carry jail time if she's convicted or pleads guilty to the charges?
Yeah, the fifth degree felony typically is not going to result in a prison sentence, but the fourth degree felony could, and there could be somewhere between 6 and 18 months. Now, to be sure, these lower felonies, there's a preference in the sentencing statute for what we used to call probation. We now call community control. But under the right circumstances, the judge could send her to prison for this.
Yeah, and while the case overall seems kind of quirky in a way, it truly is a very serious case. I think kind of looking at this, it does truly feel like a breakup gone wrong, taken to a whole nother level. But this one does have dangerous consequences. What are your thoughts just overall about just how
Yeah.
serious this stalking charge could be?
Well, we all love love. I mean, love is a wonderful emotion, but sometimes love gone wrong can motivate people to do dangerous and scary things. That's looks like that's what happened here, and it can be dangerous. I'm glad that nobody was hurt, but often these are the precursors to somebody getting hurt. I'm glad the police got involved. I'm glad the prosecutor's involved now. Of course, she's presumed innocent until the jury hears all the evidence, but we've seen cases like this turn into much more serious and violent crimes.
And are you surprised she wasn't arrested earlier when the victim first called police to report the theft from his car? And do you think, because you had mentioned a good point earlier in our interview, that if Freeman was a man and the victim was a woman, Freeman would have been arrested earlier?
It's hard to know for sure. Obviously, police officers are much more accustomed to dealing with jilted ex-boyfriends who are presenting a real threat to their ex-girlfriend. But in the case of this case, perhaps that came into their mind that this is a woman and maybe they should look more into it. But most police officers want to develop the best evidence they can before they bring a charge.
And as you mentioned also earlier, you said, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. But are you surprised Hannah Freeman was only placed on administrative leave at her job? Do you think as this case plays out more, it could lead to possibly more consequences at work? Do you think, in your opinion, that especially as some of the parents might have seen news coverage of her arrest, or maybe even watching it here on Law&Crime, what message do you think it sends to parents of the students that she teaches that she was placed on administrative leave, but still that potential she could come back to work?
Most teachers in Ohio are unionized, and their collective bargaining agreement gives them certain rights. So it's very common to place a teacher on paid administrative leave during a criminal case. That means there won't be any union grievances because the teacher's being paid. But should there be a conviction, not only would this teacher certainly be fired, but she would lose her license to be a teacher.
And do you think, had the victim not come forward to police, whether it be that he thought he could have handled it outside on his own, but because it escalated to that point where he was calling police, seemingly in fear potentially for his life, do you think that it could have escalated to the way that, And I hate to use this comparison of a fatal attraction type of thing, but do you think at any point it could have gotten that bad?
Yeah, there's a lot of troubling aspects of this case. This is why, as a prosecutor, I always encourage people who are facing a threat like this, get the police involved, get the protections the court offers. Obviously, take your own common sense precautions as well, whether that's an alarm system, locking your door, owning a gun and getting good training for that gun, changing the way you go to and from places. All of those are smart things, but get the professionals involved. I'm glad this man called the police.
All right. Well, Mark Weaver, I want to thank you so much for your time and your insight into this case. Before we sign you off, where do you think the case goes from here?
This is currently going to go to the Cuyahoga County Grand Jury, which meets regularly. And as a result, they will consider the evidence and they will almost certainly bring back indictments, probably for these two charges we've discussed. And then the case moves forward.
All right. Oh, and I do want to follow up to that question. How important do you think the victim's testimony and his report to the police will be throughout this entire case?
Yeah, this is likely the most important witness that the state will have. And also here in Ohio, victims have certain additional rights over the last few years. And so this victim has the right to remain confidential throughout the process, except during the trial itself. And as a result, we try to protect the victim's rights. And in this case, this victim is going to be a very important witness for the prosecution.
All right. Well, Mark, thank you again so much for your insight into this case. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Hannah Freeman pleaded not guilty in Rocky River Municipal Court and was released on her own recognizance after agreeing to sign a criminal protection order to protect the victim from continued harassment. But Westlake police say additional charges are expected when the case is presented to a grand jury. Reporting for Law and Crime, I'm Elizabeth Millner.